Now, going back to our painting, we're going to start doing some of these darker areas here. So I'm going to use my medium-sized brush here. I'm going to use black paint, but I'm going to use the paint quite thinly. I'm going to start off with this dip here. Right, a nice tip with this, in order to make it look deep, make sure the centre of it you use nice thick paint. For the outside, the paint you use is slightly thinner. So I'm going to use slightly thicker paint for the inside, like that. Excellent. Right, I'm going to start on some of these sand dunes. I'm not going to use very thick paint to begin with. I'm just painting one side of them. So I'm going to show you how to get a lovely 3D effect with these sand dunes in a moment. Let's also do some of these shadows here. This is a very long shadow. It's the shadow of the reeds, like that. We've got some nice shadows here. Shadow of the camels here. Excellent. Right, I'm going to use my very thin brush now. This has a very fine point. I don't know whether you can catch that on the camera. It's a very fine point. Thicker paint. Just going to make it look a little bit 3D using thick paint. Like this. Do take a bit of time over it, and don't worry if it doesn't seem to look just right. Sometimes it's not until you actually finish the painting that you can see that it actually looks pretty good. There we are. Okay, I'm going to put a few darker areas here where the shadow is. That's fine. I'm going to use a little bit of white now, just as a finishing touch to really get that 3D effect. Just a bit here. On the other side. Right, looking good. I'm going to do the reeds now. The thing about these reeds, they're kind of all over the place. They don't have to be straight. And the best way to do these is to actually lift the brush off the page as you go to the top of the reeds. Just lift the brush, just like you're flicking the brush. That. Right, now one final touch. The thing about this desert, it looks a little bit too orange, so what I'm going to do, I'm going to get a piece of paper here, cover the sky. Now this is a really fun bit, but do be careful about your mum's furniture. I'm going to get a little bit of paint, keeping it fairly watery, and I'm going to flick from a distance, flick onto the sand like that. This bit is really fun, but as I say, do be careful not to get it over your mum's best furniture. A little bit more. Excellent. Now, when I take this off, you will see we've got a lovely effect there. And the last bit, which is the camels. Now I'm going to show you a very easy way to do the camels. We're going to do a little S shape here. One S shape there for one camel, and another one there for the other camel. Using a black felt tip pen, I'm going to just go over this S shape, make it a little bit fat there at the front. Give it a little slanted head. 2 humps, legs going down like that, and another leg there, and there we have a camel. Let's do the other one. Do the S shape, fatten it up a little bit at the front, a nice head sloping forward slightly, 2 humps, and here we go with the legs. And there's our other camel. Going to do a little man standing here. There's his body, there's his cloak, and there's his head. And very, very thin lines there, like a rope. And there we have our camel landscape. Now